Manny Pacquiao calling out Gervonta Davis or the winner of the Errol Spence Terence Crawford rematch for a return fight? What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. Alright, y'all, so a lot of rumors floating around, man, not only regarding Errol Spence and Terence Crawford and their rematch and the possibility of Terence Crawford fighting Tim Tszyu, but now a lot of people are talking about Manny Pacquiao and his return to the sport of boxing, potentially for a Gervonta Davis fight or for the winner of Spence and Crawford. I just want to give my 1,000 nickel on what's being said for anybody listening.
So, Manny Pacquiao's Sean Gibbons is out here pushing Pacquiao versus Gervonta Davis. The matchup really well. It's a fun fight. So, I told y'all Pacquiao trying to come back. Now, it was rumors that he was saying that they had a deal in place to fight Mayweather and Ryzen later this year. That's the real question. Would Devin Haney be interested in fighting Pacquiao as well? They said they want Shakur Stevenson. Would Shakur Stevenson be interested in boxing Pacquiao as well? Yeah, he made some comments about Pacquiao and Say Cheese, saying if they fought, he would have to take a drug test.
Alright, y'all, so Manny Pacquiao, Gervonta Davis, Errol Spence, Terence Crawford. Who should actually give Manny Pacquiao a shot in 2024 for his return fight?
What's up, bro? What's up, bro?
What would be the best fight to be made? You know, I think you can make an argument for any of those guys. You can make an argument for Gervonta Davis, Manny Pacquiao, for Terence Crawford, Manny Pacquiao, for Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao. You know, we almost had that Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao fight. I mean, it was right there, just a couple of weeks away, and it fell apart. And I think it hurt a lot of boxing fans' feelings, you know, maybe not the Spence fans so much, but I think a lot of Manny Pacquiao fans were really looking forward to him getting in the ring with Errol Spence just to see if he could challenge any of the younger guys.
And I apologize about saying that I peed on side of your house.
I know there's a lot of people out there saying, well, look what happened when he fought Ugas. Look at this, look at that. Well, anybody hopping into a boxing ring on less than 2 weeks' notice, there is a shot, even if you're one of the best fighters in history, that you might not win just because you're not fully prepared. There's a reason that they have 6, 8, 12-week training camps before fights. That's to prepare for the fight. It's not just so they can advertise the fight and make more money. It's so the fighters are actually prepared for the opponent that they're getting in the ring with. So kudos to Yordenis Ugas for being able to pull it off. He surprised Manny Pacquiao with that looping punch.
Yeah, you're looking at an ugly girl, and you get a hit, she turns beautiful all of a sudden. Ugly duckling turns into the beautiful swan when you get high. You just see things different. Yeah, you know what I mean? Something like that. It works. Winning.
But let's not pretend like Manny Pacquiao wasn't preparing for Errol Spence Jr. the whole time and got thrown in there with a Yordenis Ugas who he really knew nothing about. And at the end of the day, he only really lost that fight by a point at most, a half a point, you know, depending on who you ask. So even though he took the fight on short notice, really knew nothing about Ugas, still put up a decent enough performance, didn't get knocked out, made it all 12 rounds. So I think that him getting in the ring with a guy like Spence or a guy like Crawford is not too far-fetched, even though those guys are, you know, slightly more talented, you know, depending on who you ask, than Yordenis Ugas. I still think Manny Pacquiao would give them a run for their money.
You made me shoot one of my boys in the back of the head. That's bullshit, man. You know what I'm talking about.
Now, I know everybody only wants to go off their last opponent. And if you looked at his last opponent, then you would say, well, Spence and Crawford are going to beat the crap out of Manny Pacquiao because of what happened with Ugas, you know. But if you live by that logic, that means that Errol Spence has no chance in the rematch. If you're a Spence fan, that means that Teofimo Lopez shouldn't have won any fights after he got the crap kicked out of him by George Kambosos. That means everybody who's taken a loss over the past year, you know, Anthony Joshua, all these type of fighters, Deontay Wilder, none of them should be able to come back and beat anybody because they've taken a loss recently, and that really makes no sense at all. You know, Ryan Garcia recently lost, but they're still talking about him getting in the ring with a guy like Devin Haney, you know, which I don't think Ryan Garcia can beat Devin Haney on his best day, but just the fact that he's willing to get in there and give it his best shot should be good enough for some fans to want to check it out.
I gave you a green now and later. A whole pack, 7 in the pack, soft and chewy, nigga. Let me tell you something. Don't ask for no more of my donuts, none of that shit. Cause I got young niggas.
And, you know, I give him kudos for that. But when it comes to Manny Pacquiao and a guy like Terence Crawford, I think that there are things that Manny Pacquiao could exploit when it comes to Terence Crawford with his speed and his power. Manny Pacquiao's chin checking ability. You know, Terence Crawford's always had his chin questioned. So how would he deal with that when it came to Manny Pacquiao? When it comes to Spence, how would Spence deal with the speed and the power? And could his eyes actually hold up to the power of a guy like Manny Pacquiao and the speed of a guy like Manny Pacquiao? We already saw what Crawford was able to do. Can Manny Pacquiao actually double down on that? And then you got a guy like Gervonta Davis who would have to move up to like 145, 147 to take on Manny Pacquiao. But I think it would be a global fight. The fame of Gervonta Davis mixing with the fame of Manny Pacquiao would be crazy. And those two guys' talent levels in the ring at the same time would be completely insane. That one, I think, would be the hardest to pick, you know, because Gervonta Davis has power, he has enough speed, he has great ring IQ. I think that one would be the hardest fight, actually, for Manny Pacquiao, because I think Spence and Crawford, being that they're a little bigger than Manny Pacquiao, Pacquiao would have the speed advantage over both of those guys, where Gervonta Davis is around his same size, so it would be hard to catch Gervonta Davis in those looping punches and all that type of stuff because he's longer and slower than Manny Pacquiao. So I think Gervonta Davis would actually have the best chance of beating Manny Pacquiao out of those three guys. And I think that would actually be the fight that would sell the best. I just think it would be a lot of intrigue around that fight. Even though I think the Manny Pacquiao, Spence and Crawford fight, that would sell well too. But I just think the star power of Gervonta Davis, you know, that is something to be awed at. And, you know, what he was able to do with Ryan Garcia is one thing. Imagine what he would be able to do if you put him in the ring with Manny Pacquiao. You're talking about maybe 2-3 million pay-per-view buys off of that. I know what people are going to say. Pacquiao's old. No one's interested. I claim a different story. Because if people brought that Ryan Garcia fight knowing Garcia had absolutely no chance of beating Gervonta Davis, people are going to buy the Manny Pacquiao fight. Y'all believe me.
Exploiting our dysfunction and making money for it for a living their whole life. When I see a man that's not from our culture never make money off his own culture and only ours, why you only want to get money on my block? Go get money on your own block. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to trust somebody from someplace else and take care of my hood. They don't care about my hood. They're not from here. They're just making money from it. And we continuously think that somebody that's from another culture is the plug for our music, for everything that we do. We got to go to them to get back to us. That's the program I watch them push. I'd rather fight all night, you know what I'm saying? Than go home and be like, yo, this sucker just told me what to do. And I got to internalize that. My girl just saw that. My kid just saw that. You know how many people I see that talk tough in the street and then they get in front of certain people and they get this stupid-ass voice like they're a weatherman? And I'm like, why are you talking like that when this man walk in the room? You don't talk like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you changing yourself? They should change when they talk to us. So a lot of what I do is watch your mouth with a Lior and certain people. Tread lightly here. Because you have to have a certain amount of respect. You control nothing here. This is our culture. You ain't gonna tell me what to do, pause, or who to do it with. Your enemies ain't my enemies.
Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section below. Hit that like button for me. Share. Subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. But you're more than likely to get a response on the tube, so holler at me over there. If you want to collab or feature a product or your channel on my channel, feel free to hit my Gmail because it is a flock of cards at gmail.com. We are man here.
If you're from the field, you know I'm fucking with you. If you're from Kentucky, you know I'm fucking with you. You ain't never heard of me, you wanna get familiar. Well, my nigga, let me paint a picture. 12 motherfuckers splitting 3 bedrooms. Dang, my nigga, let me get some leg room. Every single night we watch the 10 o'clock news. Young black man murdered over tennis shoes. Every year we move to a brand new hood. Had to fight a nigga just to make it understood. Bitch, I learned to fight from Wayne and you know. First thing they taught me, nigga, swing if you touch it. Moved out of town when I turned 19. Seen $400 pounds of light green. Moved back home before I turned 20. I guess you could say that was the birth of Louis Keys. It was time to let these niggas know my name. Young Real introduced me to the game. He was rapping too big back in the day. When they had Daddy Yo and Hurricane, they was getting beats from Willie Will and Lil J. Can't forget Young Serge, they did they thing. That motivated me to do the same, and I did it. Spit it so clean, they thought I came from a dentist. This is for my niggas with a chain gang sentence. When you make it home, I got some change and some bitches. No hook, but they still play it in the club. 7 grams of the loud, paid about a dub. Cause I know the plug and I know the outlet. Feel snapback I got ain't came out yet. Nigga, please listen to the game that I'm slinging. Tax time come around, I cling like I'm thinking. Ain't nothing worse than $1 million bitch that'll fuck for a purse. I need a nurse, I think I'm getting sicker. My nigga Dose came through with 2 bottles of liquor. This is for my nigga Moski and all the other real OG. Do a line, pop a pill, roll some weed. Take a seat and listen to the book of keys.